Hello friends, in this video we are going to see pressure and its laws. Let's start. So here we can see chapter 2 is starting with the heading pressure and its measurement, also known as manometry. What is manometry? The study of measurement of pressure using a device called manometer. So here you can see an example of manometer connected with the pipe, and there are 2 points P1 and P2. So here pressure can be measured at the 2 points. Looking into the condition of the or level of the liquid, I can say that at the point P1 or in the left column, the pressure is high, so the liquid is pressed down and it is moved upward in the other column with the height H2. Here the height is H1. So what is the difference of height? H2 minus H1. So using this concept of difference in height or difference in mercury level in the 2 columns of manometer, pressure can be measured. So we are going to see in the next slide how we can measure the pressure using a manometer. Correct? So let's go into the next slide. Okay. So first of all, we are going to see pressure. What is the definition of pressure? Normal force, very important word, normal force acting per unit area is called pressure. Normally students are saying, sir, force per unit area is called pressure. But it's better to say normal force per unit area is called pressure. If the force F is uniformly distributed over the area capital A, then pressure can be defined as pressure equal to force by area. This is force and this is area. What is the SI unit? SI unit is Pascal, also written as Newton per meter square, which is equal to kg divided by meter into second square. So if you expand the Newton, you will be getting Newton is nothing but kg meter per second square divided by meter square. You will get this particular SI unit for pressure. In the CGS unit, we are having dyne per centimeter square. What is 1 dyne? 1 dyne is equal to 10 to the power of minus 5 Newton. 1 dyne is equal to 10 to the power minus 5 Newton. So dyne per centimeter square is also a unit of pressure. Look at this picture here. Pressure P is equal to force. Here suffix N is written. That means normal force by area. So you can see area is represented here and arrow marks force is given. So force by area. Yeah, so same thing. Normal force, that is force is perpendicular to the area, surface area, and then only it is called as pressure. So pressure is equal to force by area. Very important equation, very simple and but very important equation in the subject. Pressure equal to force by area. Let's go into the next slide. Pascal's law. What is Pascal's law? So as per the statement, it is saying that pressure or intensity of pressure at any point in a static fluid, very important word, static fluid, pressure or intensity of pressure at any point in a static fluid is equal in all directions. How we can understand this? So we have taken this element A, B, C and the area. So if you take AC, this is your X direction. You can see X direction is here along the AC, and along the AB we are having Y direction, and along the A, or you can say this direction DS, you can see it is a Z direction is taken. So it is a 2-dimensional figure, so it is not possible to show the 3D. So X, Y, Z are the 3 directions. So in the AC, if you see AC, what is the area? Area I can write delta X into 1 unit width, delta X into 1 area into pressure. So it is nothing but force. What is force? Pressure into area. So pressure is equal to force by force per unit area. So what is force? Pressure into area. So this is what it is written in. In the Y direction, we are getting Py into delta X into 1. And this is in the x direction, px into delta y or dy into 1, and this one in the z direction, pz into ds into 1. So as per this diagram, you can see also in this figure. So x direction we are having force, y direction we are having force, and z direction we are having force. These all forces are equal in all directions. That is what it is. Pascal's law is saying that pressure or intensity of pressure at any point in the static fluid, these two conditions are important. At a point, but in a static fluid, is equal in all directions, whether it is x, y, or z. So we can say here, as per this relation, px equal to py equal to pz. This is pz actually. Px equal to py equal to pz. Okay. So where is the application of this? In your hydraulic ram, you can see your original force applied is force equal to pressure into area, P1 into A1. Area is A1 here. So what is pressure here? Force by area, F1 by A1 mentioned here. Pascal's principle is applied here. And P2 is also equal to F2 by A2. But what is this A2? This area you can see, area A2 is A1 into 10. So what is the output? Look at this, the most important line. Second force is 10 times of original force, F2 equal to P2 into A2. So P2 is your 10 into F1, correct? So F2 is equal to pressure into area, force formula, and here area 2 is A1 into 10, A1 into 10. So 10 F1 you are getting, 10 into F1. Okay, let's go into the next slide. So next is your hydrostatic law. What is hydrostatic law? The statement, the rate of increase of pressure, look at this, the rate of increase of pressure in a vertically downward direction is equal to the weight density of the fluid at that point. Rate of increase of pressure. So let us write dou P, rate of increase of pressure in a vertically downward direction. Let us say Z, the rate of increase of pressure in a vertically downward direction must be equal to specific weight. What is specific weight? W, correct? So we can write next step as dou P by dou Z equal to rho G. W is a specific weight, rho G, correct? Next step we can write dou P by dou Z equal to rho G. Next step is your rho G dou Z, rho G dou Z. So if you integrate, we will be getting P equal to rho G Z, P equal to rho G Z. This is the only formula. Most of the time we are writing like this, no? P equal to rho G H. So instead of Z we are writing sometimes H. Both formula are same and the unit is Pascal, Newton per meter square. The same thing it is explained here. Dou P by dou Z equal to rho G or W, and from there we are getting this equation. And you can see hydrostatic law here. What is the importance of this equation? That your pressure P is depending only on the height or depth of the liquid, because rho is constant, G is Fsm due to gravity, constant value. So with the change in H, your P is changing linearly, and that's why the pressure distribution is shown here, P equal to rho GH, P equal to rho GH. So at this height from the free surface of water, you can see the value of H is 0 here. So your pressure will be 0. Pressure is 0 here. If you go down at a height H, this height is H shown here. So pressure will be your rho GH. Okay. Thank you.